Welcome to Echoes of Wisdom, where ancient knowledge meets modern science. I'm your host, and today we're exploring one of the most fascinating systems in ancient Indian tradition, the chakras, and how these energy centers might correlate with our modern understanding of the nervous system, glands, and neural networks. For thousands of years, yogic traditions have mapped 7 major energy centers along the spine, each associated with specific physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of human experience. Today, we'll explore these ancient energy maps alongside contemporary neuroscience to discover where these different models of human experience converge and diverge. Before we begin, please note that the information presented in this video is educational in nature and not intended as medical advice. This video presents both traditional perspectives and scientific research, but does not advocate for any particular spiritual belief system. If you have health concerns, please consult a qualified healthcare professional. Section 1. The chakra system in ancient tradition. The concept of chakras first appeared in ancient Indian texts, with early references dating back to the Upanishads around 800 to 500 BCE. However, the system was most fully developed in tantric texts from the 10th century CE and later. The word chakra means wheel or disc in Sanskrit, referring to vortex-like energy centers aligned along the spine. The classical system describes 7 major chakras, each with distinct qualities. At the base of the spine is Muladhara, the root chakra, associated with survival and stability. Above it sits Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, linked to creativity and emotion. The solar plexus houses Manipura, governing personal power and transformation. The heart center, Anahata, relates to compassion and connection. The throat contains Vishuddha, associated with expression and truth. Between the eyebrows is Ajna, the third eye of intuition and insight. And at the crown of the head is Sahasrara, representing consciousness and spiritual connection. According to yogic tradition, these chakras are connected by nadis, subtle energy channels through which prana, life force, flows. The 3 main channels are Ida, left, cooling, feminine; Pingala, right, warming, masculine; and Sushumna, central channel along the spine. Traditional practices aim to awaken Kundalini energy at the base of the spine and guide it upward through each chakra, resulting in expanded consciousness and spiritual awakening. Traditional methods for working with chakras include specific yoga postures, breathing techniques, pranayama, hand positions, mudras, sound vibrations, mantras, visualization, and meditation. Each chakra has associated elements, colors, sounds, and psychological qualities. Practitioners believe these centers can become blocked or imbalanced, affecting physical health, emotional well-being, and spiritual development. Various traditional methods were developed to assess chakra function, from direct intuitive sensing to more systematized approaches using pendulums, hand sensing, or observing physical and psychological symptoms. Different spiritual lineages developed their own variations on the chakra system, though the 7 chakra model became most widely known, especially as these teachings spread to Western audiences in the 20th century. Section 2. Modern neuroanatomy and neural plexuses. Modern understanding of the nervous system developed gradually through centuries of anatomical research. By the late 19th century, scientists had mapped major nerve bundles throughout the body. The 20th century brought increasingly sophisticated tools for studying the nervous system, from microscopic examination of neurons to advanced imaging techniques that reveal neural activity in real time. Today, we understand the nervous system as having 2 main divisions: the central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system extending throughout the body. Along the spine, we find major nerve plexuses, complex networks where nerves branch and recombine before extending to specific body regions. These include the cervical plexus in the neck, the brachial plexus serving the arms and upper chest, the solar plexus, celiac plexus, in the abdomen, the lumbar plexus, and the sacral plexus serving the lower body. The endocrine system also features prominently in modern understanding of body regulation. Glands like the gonads, adrenals, pancreas, thymus, thyroid, pituitary, and pineal, produce hormones that regulate numerous physical and psychological functions. Interestingly, the locations of several major glands correspond roughly with traditional chakra positions, a correlation we'll explore further. The autonomic nervous system, which regulates unconscious bodily functions, has two complementary branches. The sympathetic system activates the fight-or-flight response, while the parasympathetic triggers rest and digest functions. These systems maintain balance through complex feedback loops and interconnected nerve centers, creating a comprehensive control network throughout the body. Narrator. Modern neuroscience has revealed the incredible complexity of neural networks in the brain and body. Rather than isolated functions, we now recognize that cognition, emotion, sensation, and movement emerge from dynamic interactions between specialized brain regions and body systems. This interconnected, distributed processing bears some conceptual resemblance to traditional descriptions of energetic connections between chakras. Are you finding these connections between ancient wisdom and modern science illuminating? Then please take a moment to subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Sharing with friends who appreciate the dialogue between traditional knowledge and contemporary research helps our channel's energy flow to more curious minds. Now let's continue our exploration. Section 3. Correlations between chakras and neuroanatomy. When we examine the traditional chakra system alongside modern neuroanatomy, intriguing correlations emerge. While not perfect one-to-one correspondences, these parallels suggest ancient practitioners may have been mapping meaningful physiological regions through introspective awareness, without the benefit of modern scientific tools. The root chakra, Muladhara, located at the base of the spine, corresponds roughly with the sacral plexus, a major nerve network controlling the pelvic floor, legs, and some reproductive functions. This region governs basic survival functions, stability, and grounding, themes aligned with traditional descriptions of the root chakra's domain of safety and survival. The sacral chakra, Svadhisthana, aligns with reproductive organs and parts of the lumbar plexus. Neurologically, this region contains dense networks of neurons responding to pleasure, creativity, and emotional signals, resonating with traditional associations of the sacral chakra with creativity, pleasure, and emotional flow. The solar plexus chakra, Manipura, corresponds remarkably well with the celiac plexus, sometimes called the abdominal brain due to its approximately 500,000 neurons. This major autonomic nervous system center helps regulate digestion, metabolism, and adrenal function. The adrenal glands, which produce stress hormones governing our fight-or-flight response, align with traditional descriptions of the solar plexus as governing personal power and confidence. The heart chakra, Anahata, corresponds with the cardiac plexus and nearby thymus gland. Modern neurocardiology has revealed that the heart contains approximately 40,000 neurons that communicate directly with the brain, forming what some scientists call a heart brain. The vagus nerve, our primary parasympathetic pathway, promoting calm and connection, interfaces significantly with this region. Research confirms the heart as an important center for emotional processing and social engagement, aligning with traditional associations of the heart chakra with compassion and connection. The throat chakra, Vishuddha, aligns with the cervical plexus and thyroid gland. This region governs communication, voice, and expression, while the thyroid regulates metabolism and energy. These functions parallel traditional descriptions of the throat chakra as the center of expression, communication, and personal truth. The third eye chakra, Ajna, corresponds roughly with the pituitary gland, often called the master gland, and nearby hypothalamus. Together, these structures regulate countless bodily functions and connect the nervous and endocrine systems. The prefrontal cortex, associated with higher cognitive functions, judgment, and intuition, also aligns with this region. These neurological centers govern many functions traditionally associated with the third eye: perception, intuition, and integration of information. The crown chakra, Sahasrara, corresponds with the pineal gland and upper cerebral cortex. The pineal produces melatonin, regulating sleep-wake cycles and responding to light. Some research suggests it may play roles in altered states of consciousness. Meanwhile, the cerebral cortex generates our subjective experience of awareness. These structures parallel traditional associations of the crown chakra with higher consciousness and spiritual awareness. Section 4. Modern research on meditation and neural effects. Beyond anatomical correlations, modern research is investigating how traditional chakra-focused practices affect the nervous system and brain. Numerous studies have examined the neurological and physiological effects of meditation, including practices focusing specifically on chakras or energy centers. Neuroimaging studies show that meditation activates specific brain networks while deactivating others. Particularly relevant is the finding that experienced meditators show enhanced activity in the prefrontal cortex associated with attention and conscious awareness, while showing reduced activity in the default mode network, linked to mind-wandering and self-referential thinking. Different meditation techniques appear to activate distinct neural circuits. Research consistently shows that many meditative practices shift the autonomic nervous system from sympathetic, fight or flight, to parasympathetic, rest and digest dominance. This transition involves measurable changes in heart rate variability, respiratory patterns, stress hormone levels, and immune function. Different chakra focus points appear to influence which aspects of this system are most affected. Studies on mantra recitation and toning, practices often used with chakra meditation, show these techniques can alter brainwave patterns and induce coherence between brain regions. The vibrations produced during chanting may stimulate the vagus nerve and affect the nervous system through mechanical resonance, potentially explaining some traditional associations between specific sounds and chakra activation. Contemporary research on embodied cognition, how physical states influence mental processes, provides another framework for understanding chakra practices. By focusing awareness on specific body regions, practitioners influence neural processing related to those areas. This directed attention appears to enhance integration between brain regions, processing body sensations, emotional states, and cognitive awareness, potentially explaining why chakra meditation might foster greater mind-body integration. Section 5. Integrative perspectives and clinical applications. Rather than viewing the chakra system and neuroanatomy as competing models, an emerging perspective sees them as complementary maps describing the same territory through different lenses. Each offers unique insights and practical applications that can enhance our understanding of human experience. Various contemporary therapeutic approaches incorporate chakra concepts alongside scientific understanding. Somatic psychology, which emphasizes the body-mind connection in psychological healing, sometimes uses chakra framework to help clients identify and process emotions stored in different body regions. When informed by neuroscience, these approaches can help address trauma, emotional regulation difficulties, and stress-related conditions. The field of psychoneuroimmunology studies how psychological states affect physical health through nervous system and immune system interactions. This research provides scientific context for traditional claims about connections between emotional states, energy centers, and physical well-being. Studies show that chronic stress can dysregulate systems throughout the body, a finding that aligns with traditional concepts of chakra blockages or imbalances. Mindfulness-based interventions sometimes incorporate body-centered awareness practices that parallel traditional chakra meditation. By systematically directing attention to different body regions and their associated emotional qualities, these approaches help patients develop greater interoceptive awareness, the ability to sense internal bodily states. Research shows this enhanced body awareness correlates with improved emotional regulation and mental health outcomes. These integrative approaches connect to several upcoming episodes, including gut feelings, ancient intuition versus modern enteric nervous system discoveries, and the third eye, ancient pineal gland, mysticism versus modern endocrine science. Section 6. Philosophical and future considerations. The dialogue between chakra traditions and neuroscience raises fascinating philosophical questions about different ways of knowing. Traditional chakra mapping developed through introspective awareness and subtle perception, while modern neuroscience relies on external observation and measurement. Each approach has strengths and limitations in understanding the full spectrum of human experience. Philosopher David Chalmers's Hard Problem of Consciousness highlights the challenge of explaining subjective experience in purely physical terms. Traditional chakra systems developed rich maps of subjective experience, while neuroscience excels at mapping objective correlates. Perhaps the most complete understanding comes from integrating both perspectives, honoring subjective experience while identifying its physical correlates. Emerging research on bioelectromagnetic fields may eventually bridge these perspectives further. All cells generate electromagnetic fields, with the heart and brain producing the strongest fields in the body. Some scientists speculate that these fields may influence cellular function and communication in ways not fully explained by conventional biochemical models. While highly speculative, this research direction might eventually provide additional context for traditional descriptions of subtle energy systems. The field of neurotheology studies neural correlates of spiritual and religious experiences across traditions. This research consistently identifies certain brain networks activated during profound spiritual states, regardless of the practitioner's specific tradition. These findings suggest common neurobiological underpinnings to diverse spiritual experiences, potentially including those traditionally associated with chakra activation. Today, chakra concepts are applied within numerous frameworks, from purely spiritual to entirely secular. Some practitioners maintain traditional metaphysical interpretations involving subtle energies, while others reinterpret chakras as psychological archetypes or useful maps of nervous system function. This flexibility demonstrates how ancient wisdom can remain relevant through reinterpretation within contemporary understanding. If this exploration of chakras and neuroscience has illuminated new connections for you, please support our channel by subscribing, hitting the bell icon for notifications, and sharing with friends who appreciate the dialogue between traditional wisdom and modern science. Your engagement helps us continue creating these educational journeys. In conclusion, from ancient energy centers to modern neurological understanding, our exploration of the human system has revealed both striking correlations and meaningful differences between these models. The chakra system offers a sophisticated map of subjective experience developed through centuries of introspective practice, while neuroscience provides detailed understanding of the physical structures underlying our experiences. Perhaps the wisest approach is not to choose between these models, but to appreciate how they complement each other, offering different perspectives on the remarkably complex and multidimensional human experience. The physical body with its neurons and glands provides the material foundation for our existence. Yet our subjective experience encompasses emotions, sensations, thoughts, and consciousness itself, dimensions that benefit from multiple mapping systems. As research continues advancing our understanding of the nervous system, consciousness, and mind-body connections, the dialogue between ancient wisdom and modern science grows increasingly rich. By honoring both traditional insights and contemporary discoveries, we develop a more comprehensive understanding of human experience, appreciating both the measurable mechanisms and the ineffable qualities that make us human. The information presented in this video is educational in nature and not intended as medical advice. We've presented both traditional perspectives and scientific research without advocating for any particular belief system. If you have health concerns, please consult a qualified healthcare professional. Thank you for watching Echoes of Wisdom. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating connections between ancient knowledge and modern understanding. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, Echoes of Wisdom -888, and share the video with someone you know will appreciate learning more about the human body, our ancient knowledge, and our modern technological understandings and explorations.